see him? The old man flailing around?
Oh, is he the one you wanted to talk to?
Correct.
Correct.
His name is Cyrus, a former Spontamont sage. He taught both me and Lisa.
Oh, gurunya Saino sama Lisa nih, Dek.
Huh? Sino's teacher is in trouble?
Trouble. Gurunya dalam
It's
masalah.
ridiculous. I'm just an old man who enjoys a spot of gardening, shopping, and wine. What sort of person targets an old retiree?
Professor, I've brought some friends.
Ada, Dedek?
Ah, Sino.
Oh, Saino.
Now, who do we have here?
Siapa mereka?
Hold on, let me think.
Saya tahu.
Flying fairy dressed in white? A youth who does not seem to hail from this land? My goodness. You must be the legendary traveler in Paimon. I've heard all about what you've done for Sumeru.
Wow, looks like we're really famous.
I've told him about you before. You are my friends, after all.
Good to meet you, Sharon.
That's right. Let me summarize the situation. A couple of days ago, Professor Cyrus suddenly received a threat letter.
Profesornya
A
dapat
threat letter?
ancaman, surat ancaman.
Exactly. Who sends a threat letter to an old
Siapa
man like
yang
me,
ngirim
for
surat
goodness sake?
ancaman sama kakek
This
tuh?
is the letter in
Kakek
question.
aku.
Cyrus, I have uncovered your secret. If you wish to prevent it from going public, leave 10 million mora at the back door of the cafe. Secondly, don't come looking for me. You'll never find me. But I will always be watching you and all of your secrets. Finally, if you dare to report this to the mantra, there will be
There will be
consequences.
consequences.
Wow, they sure didn't mince their words.
Clearly, this person must be desperate for more.
Oh, orang ini pasti butuh duit.
What a
10
joke.
juta.
I'm just a single retiree with nothing to my name beyond the tomatoes in my garden. Where do people think I'm hiding 10 million mora, huh? In my tomatoes?
Tomat.
There were no witnesses,
Tidak ada
so
saksi.
currently the letter is all we've got. So, Traveler, Paimon, let's put our heads together.
Siap, kapan
Paimon's
kamu
ready
siap.
too.
Paimon
Alright, take a
siap
look.
juga.
Do you see anything suspicious?
Kamu melihat sesuatu yang mencurigakan? Cyrus, I uncovered his secret. Minta 10 juta murah. Kedua, jangan cari aku. Kamu tidak akan menemukanku. Tapi aku akan selalu mengertimu dan semua rahasiamu. Dari channel deskripsi seperti surat ancaman.
Very good. The paper has a rather rough texture. It's not the typical kind you see in most books.
Another thing is, some of these strokes look kind of blurry. Could there be an issue with the ink?
Namanya udah belum?
Possibly. And I bet the paper has something to do with it.
Most of the paper around here is much smoother than this, and the ink is absorbed quickly so it doesn't run. This paper, meanwhile, it's very coarse-grained, almost as if it's made from some sort of plant matter.
It's certainly not the same paper as we use in the academia, but the ink is nothing special. Just regular black ink that gets a blue tinge when applied to paper.
So do we think the culprit has a connection with the academia or not? Wait, check this out. Looks like this part got wet at some point.
Lihat ini.
Agreed.
Setuju.
The staining suggests it was a colored liquid, not plain water. It also looks like it was wiped off with a damp cloth.
A colored liquid. So, tea?
Atau
Wine?
Looks like we're thinking along similar lines. Let's go talk to Araf. There are some things I'll need him to take care of.
Araf. Find Matra Arab. Ayo kita ketemu Arab. Gimana ya?
The wind rises. Mahamatra Sino, Sir Cyrus,
Cyrus.
and the Traveler and Paimon. It's been a while.
As such, I'm inclined to believe that the culprit in this case is a student at the academia. Somebody young, strapped for cash.
Seorang yang muda.
One last thing.
Terus
I'd start your investigation by taking a look at the cafes in the city.
Oh, of course! You think the culprit spilled their coffee on the ladder, huh?
They do look like coffee stains to me. Also, if I'm not mistaken, the letter is written on a type of scented paper that has aromatics added during the manufacturing process. The kind often provided as writing material for customers in cafes and taverns.
Ah, of course. Yes, like they sell in the gift shops. I remember now. Zaha Hadi bought some a while back. She said she was going to use it as wrapping paper for a vase.
Understood. I'll assemble a team to investigate the points of interest immediately.
You have my gratitude.
One last thing. Send some mantra to guard the entrances and exits of Sumeru City. And change into plain clothes. Don't let them see you coming.
Will do.
Siap, laksanakan.
Great thinking, Sino. So, where do we think the culprit's at right now?
Kemana pelakunya pergi sekarang?
Yeah, he's probably been lying low at home waiting to see how Cyrus reacts.
You're right, Paimon.
Benar, Paimon.
Really?
Benar, bagian mana?
Which part?
The culprit's approach. Whatever happens, they need this Mora.
Terjadi mereka.
But just because they warned Professor Cyrus not to go to the Matra, doesn't mean they know what he'll do next. So, like you said, they need to wait and see. And crucially, the culprit said they'd be watching the Professor's every move.
Huh? Wait, are you saying...
Main apa, Dede?
Found you!
Ketemu kamu.
What are you doing?
Apa yang kamu
You wrote the
lakukan?
threat letter!
I don't know what you're talking about. What threat
Aku
letter?
tidak tahu.
I sensed someone was watching us from the shadows the moment we entered the House of Dana. You managed to stay relatively well hidden for someone reckless enough to threaten Professor Cyrus. There are a lot of people here, but we were looking specifically for Arov. Whoever followed us the whole way was likely to be the culprit.
I was just listening in, that's all. You know something big's going down when Mahamatra Sino shows up, right? So I got a little curious. What's the big deal?
You smiled when Arov left. I saw it as clear as day.
He's smiling across.
There are coffee stains on the letter. You mixed some coffee with water, gently smeared it onto the paper, then wiped it off with a wet cloth. All to create the impression that the letter was written at a cafe. Closing off the exits to the city doesn't affect you, because you already live here. And as long as the cafe was a red herring all along, you had to be somewhere where you could monitor the professor's movements.
You can't pin this on me. I haven't done anything.
Really?
Benar
Then
kah?
why are you shaking like a
Terus
leaf?
kenapa?
The innocent have no reason to fear the Matra.
Tapi
But you, your heart's racing, and your eyelids are twitching. You're a terrible liar.
I would never.
Don't try anything or you'll pay the price. Now come with me.
Ayo ikut aku sekarang.
Well, that was over quickly. Sino already caught the guy.
You're telling me. 1 minute I go out for a quick smoke, the next minute I see Arov already on his way back to meet up with Sino. Looked like a young guy, too. Couldn't have been much more than 30. But after what he's done, I'm afraid he's ruined his whole future.
Everyone, it's all over.
Gosh, that was so fast.
The culprit's name is Raka, a 16-year-old student in the Ratalway Starship.
Setua itu bukan tadi.
16? Cyrus thought he looked 30-something!
Bukan. Kata Paimon.
We checked his records. He's 16, a third-year student.
But he looks so old.
Tapi dia kelihatan sangat tua.
Yeah, seriously!
Benar.
Foolish child. He's too young for the criminal life. What the devil drove him down this path?
We questioned the culprit regarding his motives. He,
Oh, just spit it out. Nothing can surprise me at this point.
Very well. It's our understanding that Araka is a mediocre student who has been underperforming in his classes. He started taking extra tutoring to improve his grades, but developed a gambling habit around the same time and lost a lot of mora. Down on his luck, he went to the tavern for a drink and overheard some people chatting about Sir Cyrus's comfortable retirement. They mentioned that he's always arguing about his tomato plants with some old woman on the street.
Some old woman on the street? Goodness gracious. Has that rascal attended a single one of his classes? That old woman is Kasharwar's very own professor, Zaha Hadi. How can he not know who Zaha Hadi is?
Is this going somewhere?
Oh, right, yes. So another thing. We don't just argue about tomato plants.
Man,
And what are they trying to insinuate by comfortable retirement? A man grows a few vegetables and suddenly he's living a life of luxury?
Maybe it's more the fact that you have the time to grow vegetables in the first place.
Araka mentioned he'd heard a rumor, alleging that Sir Cyrus illegally obtained a large sum of money from the desert before retiring, and kept it for himself instead of reporting it to the Academia. Araka believes this money to be the reason why Sir Cyrus hasn't kept up with any academic research or other projects since his retirement. And given your advanced age, he thought you'd be an easy target to blackmail.
Oh,
Raka.
Raka. I'm at a loss for words. I'm so angry I don't know where to start.
Tidak tahu.
People make up rumors all the time. I am quite confident that Professor Cyrus has never embezzled a mora in his life.
Arav, you'll have to find some excuse to interrogate Araka again later. I need you to deliver a few firm fistfuls to him on my behalf.
I completely understand how you feel, Sir Cyrus.
Ah,
But I'm afraid
iya,
that course of
keren.
action goes
Satu
against the
lagi.
mantra's principles.
Satu lagi ya. Wah, hebat.
Professor, there's no need to be childish about this.
Oh, come on. I was clearly joking.
Hebat, Dede.
Okay. Where does this go from here?
The Academia will determine the appropriate disciplinary action against the student. And as for the individuals spreading rumors about the professor's obsession with tomatoes and some old
Ada,
woman on
Dede.
the street, there could be a slander case here.
Ada, Dede.
The Macha will continue to investigate.
Who said I'm obsessed with some old woman on the street? Mind your wording or you'll start a whole new rumor. You seem confused. Oh, don't you understand? Uraka is just a young boy who made a very rash and very stupid decision based on some groundless rumor he heard. Besides, I didn't actually hand over any mora to him. The whole thing sounds a lot worse than it is. All it costs me is a little reputational damage. That's all.
Please rest assured, Professor, that the Academia will issue a fair and reasonable punishment.
Yes, I have no doubt about that.
Apa tuh yang keluar?
But as a former educator, I'd still like to have a serious conversation with the boy's parents. The family lives in the city, yes?
Correct.
We looked into the family. Both parents are merchants and they're often away on business. They've never taken much of an active role in their children's lives.
Oh, what a mess.
Sangat.
You don't have to seal the evidence away yet, do you? I'd like to have that letter back for the time being, if possible. I need something concrete for when I talk to the family tonight. We have to show them how serious this situation is.
The relevant authorities have already reviewed the evidence and are now discussing Araka's punishment. you can hold on to the letter for now. Just make sure to return it within a couple of days.
Oh, so you'll be able to close the case in 2 days.
Give or take. Cases like this are quick to resolve.
Apa?
Very good. Well, thank you for all your help.
Jadi mau
Perhaps we
memang
can all go for a meal together. My treat, of course.
My apologies, Sir Cyrus, but I have a prior commitment. Enjoy the meal, everyone.
tumben Dede nggak keringetan.
Ah, I see. Well, that's a pity. But Sino, you have to come. You found the culprit at record speed, and I owe you for that.
Apa?
Ah, and isn't Tainari in town at the moment? Bring him along, too.
Wait, you mean Tainari's in the city?
He is. Tainari's master, Sir Nephthys, called him and Kale to the academia to help out
Dedenya
on a
nggak
project.
kelihatan. Tuh,
They should be
Dede.
at Nephthys' office at this hour. Though I must say, I'm surprised you're extending an invitation to Tainari. Did you do something to offend Sir Nephthys?
Don't be outrageous. Nephthys offends me all the time. It's never the other way around. Anyway, hurry up and fetch Tainari. I'll head over to the Tavern of the Traveler in Paimon. See you there.
Ini punya Dede.
Go on now. Don't keep us waiting.
Go to the second floor. Limbat.
Behold!
Wah, udah mau maghrib. Kalau maghrib live-nya udahan ya guys. Dede juga mau sholat ya Dek. Ya, nanti Dede ikutan sholat kan? Iya. Minum?
Too slow.
Udah minum ya.
Squall and Fury.
Kenapa? Nanti rusak. Nggak bisa nonton Dede lagi. Nyangkut. Kenyang belum mamnya, Dede? Masih mau mam lagi nggak? Ini lagi pada mam.
Not to brag, but we never had problems like this at Ratawa His back when I was still teaching. And
Mau ke Mama?
if you don't want to take my word for it, you can ask them. They were students at the time. They'll
Mama?
tell you what it was like,
Tuh.
won't they?
I was out in the forest at least 4 days a week back then, thanks to a colossal workload from Master. It wrought havoc on my poor tail, so I didn't exactly keep up to date with what was going on at the academia. Most of what I know, I heard from Sino after the fact.
Professor's become a
di
lot more laid back in his retirement.
cicak di mana?
He used to be far stricter
Didin.
and was especially known for being extremely principled.
Diam merayap.
It's hard enough to stay true to your
Datang
principles as a normal
seekor
person.
nyamuk.
I can't imagine doing that as a sage.
Lalu
It's a pity
ditangkap.
Kale wasn't around at the time. I would have happily taken her on as a student.
And then we'd have one more person who has to address Lisa as upper class woman.
Really? Can't you just call her Lisa? She seems to prefer it when people treat her like an older sister.
Oh, believe me, back when she was a student, nothing made her happier than the younger students acknowledging her seniority.
Whoa, more food? Are you sure about this? We don't want to take advantage.
Oh, don't worry about it. Order whatever you like. And if it's not enough, order some more. After all your help today, treating you to dinner is the least I can.
I thought I heard some familiar voices. Ah, and Sir Cyrus is here as well.
Oh, Kaveh, it's been a while. Zahahadi was talking about you last month. How have you been?
I've been all right, thank you. You're looking very well, sir. I'm glad to see it.
Have you eaten yet? Care to join us?
That's awfully kind of you, but I had a late lunch, so I'm not really hungry just yet. I'll have dinner a little bit later tonight. I just came to Lombard's to buy some wine, and when I heard some voices I recognized, I thought I'd come and say hello. So what's the occasion, anyway? Some sort of celebration?
Consolation, more like. You wouldn't believe the day I've had.
Sounds like things have really gone downhill since I was there. My whole time as a student, I've never heard of anything remotely like that.
I can't believe how young the guy is. Oh, what are his parents going to think?
Young people are always more susceptible to making rash and ill-advised decisions. Their minds are still developing. It's just an unfortunate fact of life. But still, this boy has some nerve. Just look at what he wrote. Makes my blood boil.
Wow, yeah. Jeez.
I will always be watching you and all of your secrets. And then he just followed you into the house of Dana?
If this were my son, oh, he'd get the scolding of a lifetime.
Luckily, I'm also an extremely principled person.
Kaveh! Your order's ready, sir!
Coming. I'll have to get going. Have a nice evening, everyone. I'll catch you all another time.
Okay, bye-bye!
Bye-bye.
Here I am. The coffee beans are in here too.
Yep, it's all there. I'll stop babbling away now. Let's eat before the food gets cold.
Makan sebelum makanannya dingin. Oh, apa? Apa? Nggak boleh cabut, nanti gambarnya hilang. Kelihatan.
Oh, too tasty. Paimon's belly is about to explode.
Mine too. I'll have to walk home to burn some of it off.
Thanks for dinner, Sir Cyrus. Master Tainari and I will bring you some homemade herbal tea next time. It'll do wonders for your sleep.
Well, I look forward to that. In fact, could I trouble you to bring a little extra for the other old folks on my street? I'll be the envy of the neighborhood.
Dede siapa?
No problem at all. I'll pack some up and bring it over.
Oh, ini siapa? Oh, ini Dede Rifan. Oh, ini siapa? Papa siapa? Pak Egi.
See you all later. I better head home now and tend to the crops.
Itu mama siapa namanya?
Don't let those
Mama
tomatoes
Eka.
keep you up too late.
Hey, my tomatoes are serious business. I am not about to be beaten by Zahahadi. Anyway, I'll be leaving now. Don't stay up too late now, children. I bid you all a good night.
Take care. Have a safe trip home.
Hati-hati.
All right.
Selamat sampai
Now,
rumah.
we finally have some us time.
What do you mean, us time?
Well, I was talking with Tainari and Kale, and since we all have some free time, we thought we could all go camping together. Think of it as our way of
Mama Anggur.
welcoming you back to Sumeru.
Camping? Oh, that sounds fun. Pirates in! Right? It's been so long did something fun together. I can't wait.
Everyone, let's meet tomorrow afternoon at the riverbank to the southeast of Gandharvaville. No need to bring anything. We've already packed everything for the trip. Just bring your delightful selves and prepare to have some fun.
You got it. We'll be there.
Great. Then we'll see you tomorrow.
Udah ya guys, kalau mau maghrib nanti dilanjut lagi kapan-kapan. Waktunya terbatas. Thank you. Ya udah. Ikutan nonton. Bye bye.